There's a moment that happens at closing tables across America every single day. The paperwork is signed, the keys are handed over, and you walk out into the parking lot holding a little envelope, thinking you just did the most financially responsible thing a person can do. Buy a house. Build equity. Stop throwing money away on rent. Your parents are proud. Your coworkers ask for photos. And you feel finally like a real adult. Here's what nobody put in that envelope. In most American cities right now, a renter who invested their down payment instead is quietly building more wealth than you. Not because they got lucky, because the math that everyone repeats about homeownership was built for a world that no longer exists. Today, I'm going to show you the actual numbers, because this is one of those things where the conventional wisdom and the arithmetic are pointing in completely different directions. Let me put two people on the same starting line. Marcus and Diana. Same city, same income, same $80,000 saved. Marcus buys a $400,000 home, puts down 20%, and moves in. Diana rents a comparable apartment for $2,000 a month and puts her $80,000 into a boring index fund. Over 10 years, Marcus's home appreciates at the national average of about 3.5% per year. That turns his $400,000 home into roughly $560,000. Sounds great. That's a $160,000 gain. But here's what the listing price never mentions. Property taxes on a $400,000 home average, around $5,000 a year nationally. That's $50,000 over the decade, just gone. Maintenance and repairs? The 1% rule every honest financial planner will quote you. That's another $4,000 a year, another $40,000 over 10 years. When Marcus sells, the realtor takes 6% off the top, around $33,000. Add it up, 50 plus 40 plus 33. That's $123,000 in costs eating directly into that $160,000 gain. Marcus's real 10-year return on his $80,000 down payment is roughly $37,000. Diana's $80,000 in an S&P 500 index fund at the historical average of 10% a year becomes $207,000. Her gain is $127,000 on the same starting amount over the same decade. But that's not even the part that most people miss. Diana also invested the difference in their monthly costs. Marcus's total housing costs, mortgage, taxes, insurance, maintenance ran about $2,600. Diana paid $2,000 in rent. That $600 monthly gap invested for 10 years adds another $120,000 to her side of the ledger. Now I know some of you are already pushing back. You're saying equity. You're saying stability. You're saying what happens to Diana when the landlord raises rent? These are real arguments, and I'm going to get to them honestly. The best version of the buy side goes like this. Home ownership forces savings. A mortgage payment is a forced contribution to an asset. Most people who say they'll invest the difference will spend the difference instead. The discipline argument is real, and for a lot of people, it's the deciding factor. Owning also gives you a hedge against rent increases, and in some markets home appreciation runs well above the national average. All of that is true. None of it changes the math. There are also situations where buying genuinely wins. If you're staying in one city for 15 or more years, the transaction costs average out and appreciation compounds. If you're in a high appreciation market and got in before the run-up, you can win big. If rent in your area already exceeds what a mortgage would cost, buy immediately. The rule is not that renting always wins. The rule is that the decision requires actual math, not a feeling and a piece of conventional wisdom from your parents' generation. What changed is the size of down payments, the height of home prices, and the availability of low-cost index funds that let ordinary people access market returns that used to be out of reach. Diana and Marcus both made it 10 years. They both ended up in the same neighborhood, same restaurants, same life on the surface. But Diana's brokerage account has a number in it that would make Marcus rethink that proud walk to the parking lot. The keys felt like the finish line. They were just one way to start. Before you hand a bank $80,000 and call it an investment, run the actual numbers for your city, your rent, and your timeline. The math might surprise you.